This is a crisis creation. This is a crisis creation. For that music, peace and fortunate, peace and prosperity. Fortunate days, fortunate now, fortunate present. Energy, vibration be high on all those who come in contact or who come in within the sight, sound, and vibration of this cast. Here again, just sharing some love, just, showing up
As we all should.
as we all should, as we all will consistently do, as we do here. All right.
I'm just not
So,
realizing they're both wearing gray and black.
oh, wow. Well, that wasn't planned. Well, I guess it was via the universe
Mhm.
because the universe don't make mistakes.
Not at all.
It's never coincidence.
Doesn't miss a beat at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
And
Okay, so I'm here with you,
I'm here
ready
with you.
to express whatever it is you have on the plate for us.
Okay, so today's subject is unconditional and genuine support fuels the greatest successes. So, of course, I have my questions right here. Let's go ahead and get into them. The first question is when you look back at some of the
You're
biggest.
funny. Yeah, I know.
I like to get right to the point.
Yeah, no doubt. It's all good. Straight to the point. No question.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. So, when you look back at some of the biggest breakthroughs of your life, what would you say was a bigger influence on you? The support you did have or the lack thereof?
Yeah, for me, it had to be the lack thereof because a lot of the stuff that I went through, I wouldn't express it to others. So um, the biggest breakthroughs, yeah, lack thereof. But I have to say some assistance from others. My mom is especially mostly because she was the only one that I would really, share anything with. And even in those times, I didn't want to share certain things. You can't share the fact that you got locked up or anything like that.
Yeah, I can't share everything.
I mean,
with
you
certain
can't
people.
deny. Yeah, you can't deny the fact with your mama, but certain people don't have to know anything. So people don't see you. They're not concerned about you. They don't know where you are in the first place a lot of times. But yeah, my lack support of was I didn't have much support. So the lack of was what strengthened me the most. The support that I did have, I appreciated. I still had to realize that it was on me,
Yes, sir.
on me.
As it is on everyone who experiences the same thing.
Yeah, when you come to terms with it, a lot of people are casted with the vibration when they enter this spectrum that to blame or to have the notion that it's somebody else's fault automatically. But that's just generally what it seems to be. And sometimes the influence is major, so it can feel that way to some.
Sure can.
So all is well.
Yes, sir. All is well. As it always will be. All right. So next question: how much of someone's efforts do you think falters when they don't have support around them?
Their efforts, it depends on how they are with inside themselves. It depends on what level they're at. Because if they're not, if they're in touch with themselves, then the efforts they put into themselves will be very vast, and they'll get a very good response. If they are not, they don't have support around them, and they don't see themselves as being supportive enough to kind of pull your bootstraps up and get it to yourself, then the support around you is not going to be of any help if you can't see where you can get help inside yourself. And just I think it awful if you start thinking that your support is all around you, then you're going to falter anyway, because when you find out it's not, then it's going to assist you to harder or more contrast or opposition to deal with in order to get to clarity and understanding that.
Yes, sir. And it's not anything that's really ever without opposition, because with working towards something that you want to work out, opposition has to come somewhere in order for it to work out to begin with.
Yeah, as above, so below. It is what it is. Emerald tablets, it broke it down. It is what it is. It's not going to be a way around it.
Yes, sir. All right. So my next question is, what would you say is the difference between pressure to do better and the freedom to do better on your own terms?
Well, the pressure to do better is most times depending on. Okay, again, that depends on the energy and vibration of the individual that is applying that applies to, because everybody deals with things differently. Everybody feels pressure differently. Some people take pressure as the key, the catalyst to make something change. Some
Yes, sir.
people pressure is the key to break them.
Yes,
When they
sir.
stay broke, they stay, in a state of so for me, if you're asking me, um pressure on my own terms, because I'm still responsible for me. And if you were looking at, like, again, if you're looking at somebody else's idea or whatever thought of you or whatever, and it is pressure to you, then you got the wrong impression of yourself, because it shouldn't matter what nobody else thinks about you or feels about you,
Even the
especially,
ones that are closest to you.
yeah, the ones that's closest to you. You got to really be mindful and see, because sometimes they mean you well, but they're not intact themselves. They can mean you well. Okay, you got a relative, you love them dearly, you know they love you, but you see they off balance. They don't even have things going on for themselves, but the things they offer you, and the information or the support they offer you is based upon where they are and how you can see it's not helping them. So it wouldn't be of no assistance to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But to pay attention to that and to know that, people mean well, just feel your way. Follow
Mhm.
your own intuition. Follow your own vibrational spectrum. Feel your way. It's not. It really is like that, and that's from childhood. We just get kind of pulled away from it when we get some of these elders, some of our relatives, and some of the people we pay attention to when the ones we should pay attention to tell us not to, and we go pay attention to these other ones that get us in the realm of recognizing that, yeah, your own terms do a lot better, because the minute you start having pressure from other people's terms and going outside of yourself to find the answer to relieve pressure, it's going to create more pressure.
Mhm.
So that's just my thought
And that's
process
the
on it.
last thing you want, especially depending on who or where it's coming from.
Well, if you're attempting to be in control, or in control of, or control or balance out, you're going to have to do some different things, and that's accept what is, and receive what is, and be there for what is. It'll be okay.
Yes, sir.
Everything's okay. All is well.
Yes, sir. All right. So my next question is, what was the most memorable time someone offered their support for you and asked for nothing in return, and how did that shift everything?
My most memorable time when someone offered support to me and nothing in return was when, hmm, well, my most recent memorable is when we were moving out to the West Coast, and I was stopping. We were leaving from Georgia, but we stopped through Alabama for a few days, and my uncle saw how I was traveling. He saw the trailer that I had, and he saw how I was traveling, and he knew we were going. And he said that he just didn't feel comfortable with me traveling with that trailer all that way with all that stuff, because it was heavy and we had all of our stuff on it. And he just felt the need to grant me a budget to get a U-Haul truck bigger than my trailer to put everything in and drive the U-Haul truck, because I was, and that was like one of the most supportive things, because that was a change in my life. I had to move. I had to move from that coast to the other coast, because that was a change of the vibration and the focus on our spiritual experiences too. And didn't know that until actually got out there. But knowing that knowing of having to move, and then opportunity being given, it is what it is. But that was my uncle Aaron. He did that, and that kind of like was one of the most supportive things, most recent. And I've had a lot of supportive things that happen to me, but what comes to mind is that right off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How did that shift everything for you?
Well, it made me realize that I had support, because I'm traveling. I always been us.
Yes, sir.
It's always been us.
Yes,
And my
sir.
mom, and my mom is only her, and she can't do much for us as big as we are. And I just felt, I felt more. I had more support in what I was doing, because I'm going off me and what I feel is necessary for us at the time, but not getting necessarily support from mom. She wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? And just
Yes,
then that
sir.
was the main other
Yeah.
support.
Even when I was younger, I could feel that she didn't kind of.
Yeah, it wasn't. That wasn't. It is what it is. That's a
Mhm.
long way away for her to think that we wouldn't be, and y'all get to see, and y'all with her all the time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
that's something that you have to really adjust to.
Well, everything had to be what it is. It was all divine, and it has been divine since, and it has worked itself out to be as such all the
Hmm.
way through.
It was one of the
So,
best things that could have ever happened.
indeed, and I am grateful,
Me too.
thankful, and full of gratitude. Okay.
All right. So my next question is, What does it do to a person when they realize that someone only started to support them when their efforts and actions started to pay off in a bigger way, but not in the beginning when it wasn't very visible?
What does it do to a person? Well, I could say it probably makes a person realize, who was really with them and not. Because if you didn't do anything when I was struggling, and all of a sudden I'm doing a little good, and you start to act like
Like you were
knew
there
it,
the whole time.
yeah, that's fake. That's fake. So it should make a person realize who to deal with and not to deal with. Don't just assume that now they support you that they did before. They just didn't see your greatness, or they didn't see your greatness and they never supported you. It's just now that they see what they can get out of you or benefit from you. But for me, that's happened to me. I just do keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's been I can look back and say that it's been a very tall, remembrance of me thinking about a lot of stuff that I did and just the opposition that I had right around me, and how much most of the people around me, even though they seemed to be close to me, they were rooting for me to fall, rooting for me to fail. You know what I'm saying? I realize that now that I'm older and how they carry themselves, but it's all good because I'm not rooting for nobody to fail, because I'm me and I project everything outside of me. And if I'm rooting for stuff to fail, I'm carving a very, very deep hole in the earth, in the surface for me to fail.
Because probably first before everybody else.
Yeah, because
if anybody else does, just because that's the energy you put out.
Yeah, because it's me. It's me. I'm projecting out. It is me getting the response or the result of what I project. In magnetism, in real time. Okay. In real space. Yeah. Okay. Right. Did you skip that question? No, you didn't. Or did?
No, I think.
Okay, yeah, you did.
I think I might have.
It's all good. Let me see what it says. From your experience, how does having this? Nah, you did.
Okay.
That's close enough.
Yeah, because it pretty much answered the question anyway.
Yeah, it did.
All right. Now, can someone fully succeed without ever experiencing consistent, genuine support from another, or do they just learn to survive instead?
No, someone can succeed without others all day. You don't have to have nobody to succeed. Before I got a family, I was succeeding just fine, and without others. And succeeding is, what do you consider succeeding? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What do you consider succeeding?
That's a vast definition, because it's not the same for everyone.
Right. So, in the terms of that question, that's like how you feel about yourself, and if it even, well, for me, nobody can control if I succeed or not. Your opinion can't help me or make me succeed or not. Yes. Nothing you can do can assist me to succeed or not in real time. It will still have to be an agreement, even if you succeeded and pull me along. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Yes, so no, it's we have to really I feel like we can succeed. We succeed on our own, and that's when we recognize the true form of our succession. If whatever we thought we did, we can find it in ourselves, and that's the only time, to me, you're going to feel confident enough to know that you did succeed at anything, because it's going to be your feeling about it, not the next person's opinion of it. Because
especially since you don't need anybody else's validation.
Well, see, the minute somebody that you care for does not validate it, it's going to make you look at it different anyway, especially if you know that person is not in the same vibrational quantum as you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, like everybody's, in different spaces, and everybody doesn't see or grow the same. So, what you naming that, Clorox? Yeah, so it is what it is. So, we do from the perspective of what we know. So,
we do what we have to do, whether it's with anybody or whether it's without anybody, because it's your own personal energy and initiative that'll get you there in the first place.
Indeed.
And that's dependent upon your deciding factor. That's not anybody else's decision. It's not anybody else's responsibility to make that decision. That's completely on you.
Indeed.
As it always will be.
Indeed.
Regardless of if somebody tries to place blame on somebody else.
But that's the general consensus of the human anatomy, to go outside of yourself and put it off on somebody else, and recognize and figure that out later in the realm of things, that it really was not, and it really was you. So all is well.
Yes, sir. All is well. All right. So my next question is, what does it reveal about a person when they're unwilling to support someone without conditions being attached, even if it's someone they're close to?
That they're out of touch with themselves and they're, probably miserable and definitely don't realize that when you, like I said before, when you're objecting to something outside of you, you're just giving a direct objection to yourself. Because I strongly know in my own experience, it doesn't matter about anybody else's feelings or anything about it or opinion, because it's not negative that I say this, but I know for a fact that I'm responsible for me.
Yes, sir.
Everything that
As
I've gone
everyone
through.
else.
Yeah, and once you go through enough and you sit somewhere able to look at yourself and what you've gone through and the things that you've done and what you realize that you have done, it is what it is. It's a very tall space, you know.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it is. We're responsible.
Yes, sir. Everyone is for
Hmm.
themselves. Nobody else. We made it through these questions quickly.
I think 8.
Hey.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. What was the moment you realized you had genuine supporters who saw the value in your intentions, and how did it make you feel?
The moment I found out I had genuine supporters, I guess it was first supporter was my mom about certain things, and then when she started getting to question some of the things because I didn't necessarily do what she wants me to do, her support isn't. It was partial, but when I think you know. The other part is when I started having children. Not your mother. She's supportive. I give her that too, up until the point where you all came, and then I realized how much more supportive children are when they love you and when you love them and show them unconditional love. And I'm not taking anything away from your mother, but at the same time, that's just what I say. The moment I realized my genuine supporters was when I realized that y'all were my imaginary friends were not my imaginary friends. They were you guys, and you guys have been supporting me the whole time.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That part. That's kind of like what it is.
Yes, sir. How did that make you
Wonderful. Look at what I do.
feel?
Yeah, I will that I'm, you know, being an example of that. How that makes me feel with you guys.
Oh no, you have been this entire time, regardless of what anybody else thinks.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Who cares? All is well. Okay.
All is well.
So you just got one more question, huh?
Mm-hmm. No,
Okay.
it's quick.
Yeah, well, we get straight to it. That's the
You
whole
said.
point of being here, just to share the information. It doesn't have to be long and drawn out
You sir.
because the information is what is.
You
And,
sir.
just the connectedness and being present because there's no time frame, there's no, none of that. So we held space to share this energy with this live. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
grateful to be here
Yes, sir. I'm
again.
grateful to be here with you again.
Indeed. Thank you, baby.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
All right. So my last question is: what's one thing you want to tell anyone who's currently putting their efforts and focus into something they know is meant for them or will pay off later, but almost no one around them seems to want to support them?
Don't worry about any support outside of yourself. Look in the mirror and realize you created the existence of yourself and you know that you're successful at whatever you decide you choose to do. And once you lock into that, the energy the ether and the energy vibration frequency will start to attract and bring people that are mirrors to that, and they'll give you the support that you need if you so need support. But the more you support yourself, you'll realize that the support will show up. It's just the way the universe works because it's you know we're magnifying, we're seeing everything you see out as a part of you, and you're basically summoning it back. It's like you're a magnet to it. So sort of like vibrations attract all that, like attracts like. That is really on some real stuff. It's not what you want, it's what you are.
Mm-hmm.
You can want some high vibrational stuff, but you could be right there in the low vibrational realm because it's good to see and want, because want is a very strong thing when you realize that there's no such thing as want when you've been creating the whole time from just saying that I am or
Mm-hmm.
I do or I can, and I want is a part of I, but I am and I want kind of like I want is like I'm wanting for something. I am is like commanding it. So it is what it is. But in the context of however it works for you, just do it and follow, the intuition that is within you, and know that if it told you that, then this is what it is. So and just support yourself, because nobody has to support you, and you can best believe the better you get, the less support you're going to get, especially from the ones who didn't want to see you do it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Especially succeed at it.
Yeah, some of them will make it known that they don't support you.
Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Energy. We're on the live. Energy. You know what I'm saying? Energy. That's all it is. That is what it is. So we do what we do, and all is well. So I'm on a live. Thank you. But all is well. So that's family. This is what it is with us. You just say right there.
Yes, sir.
This is what it is with us. We be on lives, and we got big families, so it's not like we're being disturbed, because what we do, love you too, baby.
Thank you.
What we do is most important anyway. It's more important than this live anyway. This live is very important to share information, but what happens within our foundation, when we have to stop and do something, the most important,
always comes first.
most grateful, most fortunate thing that I feel like I'm fortunate to be a part of is being able to respond to and being present when things do come up in my experience, in my family's experience. So again, we here, unconditional and genuine support fuels the greatest successes. I'm grateful again for you having me and giving me the opportunity to answer these questions and to share. And like I said before, willfully, those who vibrationally align to this in spirit, in vision, in sound, in frequency, in connection, may you please be fortunately powered by this. And we send positive, prosperous, high vibrational frequencies and energy to all those who come into contact in the context of this love that we have to offer. Appreciate it. Appreciate anyone. Please like and subscribe. Please share. If any of it is, if any of it makes any sense for you, and you get any parts of it, just share it. And it'll be short, so it'll be the whole thing and just whatever. And questions. I'm cool for questions. If you have questions that you would like to ask, get on and ask, because we go live consistently now. We on Mondays, Tuesdays. Just be looking for us. We can't say when
we
exactly.
Schedule it in advance, so you'll be able to check and see if you keep up with everything.
Yeah, you'll see it. All is well. But thank you for anyone who supports, and thank you for those who find us. And we were not an accident to find. We are summoning each other. Ashe.
Ashe.
Peace, love, and prosperity.